Well, in this show today, we are going to talk about news coming out of HPE Discover. It's been a busy week, HPE's amazing event, and we're going to start by talking about HPE's announcement of its new vertically optimized GreenLake cloud services. And Stephen, you're going to tell us about that.
Fantastic. So, yeah, really exciting announcements coming out of Discover this week. I was encouraged to see what HPE was doing in this space. I think as they try and find a spot for their offerings in the market, they're going to go increasingly verticalized. They were focusing in on healthcare, they were focusing in on financial services with Lucis. And I really saw this analysis as kind of a really good way for them to get into this space. Obviously with the three big hyperscalers, I think it's going to be interesting to see how some of the other cloud providers and now the other sort of cloud providers are trying to really find their foothold in the marketplace. And that's what I covered in the piece that I wrote. I think the other interesting dynamic here is what we're seeing around hybrid cloud and where workloads need to stay on premise as opposed to go to the public cloud. And I
Right,
think we're going to see more in that space. I know Oracle are doing work in that space and
right.
some of the others are. But I thought the announcements from HPE were really timely as they look to develop out GreenLake and what they're doing with hybrid rather than just a pure public cloud approach.
Oh, absolutely. And the other thing I think that is really so attractive is that the solution scales according to demand and it can support, what we've learned over the course of the last year navigating a global pandemic is, the agility and business resilience and being able to manage costs in a way that makes sense are all sort of top of mind. So, when you can scale up or scale down quickly as needed, when you have the option, as you do with this offering of paying per user, that's pretty attractive. And, so I think that pay per use model we're going to see more of. And so I thought this was a really interesting move, not surprising. As you said, focus on healthcare, financial services, telecommunications makes perfect sense. So I thought
Yeah,
it was
completely agree, Shelley. I think that what was interesting is they've taken that pay per use sort of growth model and verticalized that even, and that was
right,
interesting for me. So in the financial services space, pay per transaction,
right.
pay per record for the EMR stuff they were doing in healthcare with the electronic medical records. So I think they're even going one step further than maybe the public cloud vendors are doing. So it's not just paper virtual machine or virtual server. It was really going to paper transaction. And I think organizations are going to find that particularly interesting because that's tagged to their business growth metrics. It's tagged to how they think about their business rather than how they're forced to think by some of the traditional providers
Right.
of think about how you pay for this in our terms, not in how your business grows.
Well, and I think that's what's so important today is
Hmm.
really moving away from this is everything is on our terms. Really, I think today's focus, when it can be on what it is you need to help your business grow and succeed, I think that that's a huge value proposition.